The Clockmaker's Secret. In the small, foggy town of Windmere, there was a peculiar shop on the corner of Willow Street. It belonged to Mr. Elias Grimsby, an elderly clockmaker whose creations were famous across the country. Each clock was unique, ticking with a rhythm that seemed almost alive. But Elias had a secret. His clocks didn't just tell time, they could manipulate it. One crisp autumn evening, a young boy named Theo stumbled into the shop. He was drenched from the rain and clutching a broken pocket watch. "My father's watch," he said, his voice trembling. "It stopped ticking years ago, but I think it's still important." Elias studied the watch, his weathered fingers tracing its delicate gears. The craftsmanship was exquisite, far older than anything he had seen. He glanced at Theo, noticing the desperation in his eyes. "I'll fix it," Elias said, his voice steady. As the boy waited, he wandered through the shop, marveling at the clocks. They chimed softly, their sounds weaving a melody that made him feel strangely calm. After an hour, Elias returned with the pocket watch. But there was something different about it now. The hands glowed faintly, as if infused with light. "This is no ordinary watch," Elias said. "It's a timekeeper. With it, you can revisit moments in the past, but only for a short time. Use it wisely." Theo's eyes widened. "You mean I can see my dad again?" Elias nodded solemnly. "But be careful. Changing the past comes at a cost." Without hesitation, Theo turned the watch's dial. The room blurred, and suddenly he was in his childhood home. His father was there, laughing as he carved a wooden toy. Theo's heart ached at the sight. "Dad," he whispered, stepping closer. But as he reached out, the room began to flicker. "Don't," Elias's voice echoed faintly. "Too late." Theo touched his father's shoulder, and the scene shattered like glass. When he awoke, he was back in the clock shop. Elias stood over him, his face grim. "I warned you," Elias said. "Every action in the past has consequences. Look outside." Theo staggered to the window. The town of Windmere was different. The streets were overgrown, the buildings abandoned. Time itself had unraveled. "What have I done?" Theo whispered. Elias placed a hand on his shoulder. "Time is fragile, lad. But perhaps you can set it right." He handed Theo the watch again. Its glow was dimmer now, but it still ticked. "This is your second chance," Elias said. "But remember, you can't change the past. Only learn from it." With a deep breath, Theo turned the dial once more, determined to undo his mistake.